Well, more than 2,000 people fell victim to Bernie Madoff's schemes. And joining me on the phone now is one of them, Mike Devita. He is the co-author of the book, The Club No One Wanted to Join, Madoff Victims in Their Own Words. He also teaches a class on Madoff at Delaware Valley College. And of course, along with some of his family, victims to Madoff. Thank you for joining us this morning. Appreciate it, Mike.
Well, you're quite welcome. I'm glad to be here.
You and your 84-year-old mother lost most of your life savings, you say, and you're on this crusade now to protect others. What's your reaction to what Aaron just said and what you've read of this jailhouse interview?
Well, when I first spoke to Aaron about this, I guess my initial question was, why would Bernie continue to call the press? Why is he at a point in his life where he just can't be quiet? And the thing that Aaron talked about that really bothered me is that he continues to blame others for what happened here. Certainly, I guess my perspective on this is that Bernie Madoff was nothing more than a name on a sheet of paper for me. So I had never met any of the Madoffs, never spoken to anyone. It was purely by reputation and by the material I saw about what he was doing. My preference, I guess, at this point is that Bernie just remain quiet until 2139 when he's released from prison. I guess he has an ego which is so large at this point that he simply has to stay in the news. He has to continue to talk about this. But he continues to blame other people for something that, frankly, from my perspective, he did this and he's the only one that did.
And you know, Mike, how are you and your family doing? Have you been able to recoup any of your losses from this?
Well, 2 points. One of them is that I was fortunate enough not to be retired when Bernie Madoff was arrested. My real retirement date was scheduled for January of 2010. I'm a statistician by training, and with the 20 years we were invested with Madoff, I had plotted out about when I'd be able to replace the bulk of my income. The people that really have trouble, all the victims that have trouble with the whole Madoff scenario, is those that were retired that were living on this. And then all of a sudden, their income has been, in my mother's case, cut by 72%. That's a real problem for these folks because at 85 years old, she has no way to replace that income.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I still do.
Yeah.
You have other victims that have gone even further than that. They not only have lost the income from whatever they were taking out of their Madoff account, but they're being sued by the trustee at the same time for something called clawback, which means taking money back. Being sued for money they took out of the Madoff account. This man has done an awful lot of damage, and I don't think he completely grasped exactly the impact this had on so many people.
No, absolutely not. We're sorry for the loss that you and so many have suffered, but you know, the fact that you're getting out there and on this crusade to help others and make sure they don't get bilked is an admirable thing.